What's going on, cat people? If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Harrison, and I used to have 2 cats, but one died, so now I only have 1 cat. We are smack dab in the middle of Halloween fever around here because Halloween is only 9 days away. That means I spookified my avatar. Oh, no, not a ghost. At least give me some personality. Much better. And with the onset of the spooky season, the TDS devs have started dropping all kinds of new leaks, so it is only a matter of time until they either give us a hint about what this year's event tower is going to be, or they just straight up tell us. So I decided to get out ahead of that news and make some predictions of my own about what that tower could be. Now go ahead and sit back, relax, and grab some spooky cats because this is going to be interesting. The first point I want to make here is that the Toxic Gunner, which was the tower that you got for beating the Halloween 2020 event, was first revealed in the Halloween trailer and on the Halloween thumbnail. You can very clearly see it right here in the thumbnail and right here in the trailer. But at the time, we didn't know that's what it was. It was just put in there and the devs didn't say anything about it. So in my tower prediction video for last year's Halloween event, that's what I guessed the event tower would be, and I was right. To be honest, it wasn't that difficult to guess because it was the only tower in those images that I hadn't seen before. One thing I do have to admit is that I guessed wrong for its tower type because I thought it would be a shotgunner type tower, but it actually turned out to be more of a soldier type tower in how it functioned. So let's start there. What type of tower do I think we're gonna get this year? Well, since the Halloween 2020 tower was the Toxic Gunner, which is a regular ground tower that shoots a gun, and the Halloween 2019 tower was the Slasher, which is a close range melee tower, I'm guessing that for beating this year's Halloween event, we're gonna get an entirely different type of tower because it seems like the devs are switching the tower type for each year's event. For proof of this, you can even look at the winter event towers to see that they're all different types. For beating the 2019 winter event, you got the Frost Blaster. For beating the 2020 winter event, you got the Sledger. And here again, we can see that they did a regular ground tower that shoots a gun and a close range melee tower. Completely different types, right? So the question now is, what different types of towers do the devs have to choose from for this year's Halloween tower? Let's go ahead and break up all the towers in TDS into these categories. Guns, like the Soldier and the Scout. Melees, like the Gladiator and the Slasher. Snipers, like the Sniper and the Ranger. Rockets, like the Mortar and the Rocketeer. Air, like the Pursuit and the Ace Pilot. Supports, like the DJ and the Commander. And spawners, like the Military Base and even the Crook Boss. And so my guess for this year's Halloween event tower is actually going to be a tower that Below almost released for last year's Halloween event. And you're gonna have to take my word on this because I could not find the tweets or the Discord post where he talks about this. But I promise you that sometime at the beginning of 2021, Below Natural said that he had an event tower ready to go for the Halloween 2020 event, but at the last minute he had to change it because it turned out to be too similar to the event tower from the Tower Battles Halloween 2020 event. Now, if you guys don't know, there's been a long-running feud between Tower Defense Simulator and Tower Battles, with the Tower Battles fans saying that Below Natural ripped off the creator of Tower Battles, Planet Earth, by making TDS too much like TB. From what I remember, Below's message basically said that all the work he put into the event tower had to be scrapped because people would think it was stolen from Tower Battles, since they function in very similar ways. So if I'm going to talk about what I think this year's Halloween event tower is going to be, I need to talk about last year's Halloween event tower from Tower Battles. The first question is, how did it function? Well, if you guys have played Tower Battles, then maybe you've seen it before. It looks like this. Oh, no, wait, I must be confused. That can't be right. This looks just like the Graveyard Farm skin from TDS. Oh, no way! Tower Battle stole from Tower Defense Sim. So this is it, people. This is the TB Halloween 2020 tower. Now, what I think is going to happen this year is that Below is going to reuse the tower that he had made for last year's event for this year's event. In my opinion, the coolest thing about this tower is the fact that it's a spawner tower, so it's gonna function in a very similar way to the military base. Only instead of spawning trucks or skeletons as it does in TB, it's gonna spawn zombies. So for this tower, we'd have zombies fighting for us. That is such a cool idea. Basically, you would place it down and at level 0, it would spawn low health zombies. Kinda like how the military base spawns low HP trucks until you upgrade it a couple of times. Then once you level it up, it would start start to spawn stronger zombies with a shorter delay between each one. And that's how the graveyard tower in tower battles works, except as you upgrade it, it actually spawns a variety of helpful units. Some small skeletons, some big skeletons, as well as a haunted knight that runs much faster than the skeletons. And then at max level, it spawns a giant Lord Sinister. Now, what's cool about the undead knight and the giant pumpkin-headed freak is that they actually stop to swing a sword at the enemies, so they can deal melee damage in addition to collision damage. This would be very cool to see in TDS because it would basically combine the military base and the gladiator, although this might have been how the TDS version of this tower was initially set up, and that's a big part of the reason of why Below Natural had to replace it with the Toxic Gunner. So if Below was going to use this tower this year, how could he change it to make it more original? Well, the first thing he could do would be to give the zombies a gun instead of a sword. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Nobody wants to give a zombie a gun. After all the time we've spent shooting the zombies dead, they could easily turn on us and use the guns to kill us. But maybe, since we're spawning these zombies, they'd be okay with it. Of course, the best way to distinguish the TDS Halloween spawner from the TB Halloween spawner would be to make the TDS version spawn undead towers. In that case, we wouldn't be giving the zombies guns, but the towers themselves would be bringing out whatever weapon they use when they were alive. If it spawns undead scouts, then they'd bring out little pistols. If it spawns undead minigunners, then they'd bring out big old miniguns. And maybe it could also spawn cute little undead Crook Boss minions. Hey, what are you doing with my minions, see? Shut up, Crook Boss! Ah! My point here is that there are lots of options the TDS developers could use to make their tower different from the TB tower and thus avoid the whole stolen idea drama. Another really cool way to make this an original tower would be to have it spawn flying units. No other tower in TDS does this. So at a low level, it would only spawn zombies, but as you upgrade it, it'll start to spawn flying witches. And those could even fire pumpkin rockets, OMG! I imagine this would function very much like the military base tanks, in which case the witches themselves would have a really high range to shoot pumpkins at the enemies along the path. As they approach them, then the witch would do collision damage when it runs into them. And that does it for my Halloween 2021 event tower prediction. Let me know what you guys think about my guess down in the comments below. Also, go ahead and let me know what your event tower predictions are, because I'm sure you guys have better ideas than I do. One more thing I want to do here is give a shout out to AshPlays17 for showcasing that graveyard tower for me in tower battles. You demand, Ash. Now, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like button with your forehead, hit the subscribe button with your big toe, and turn on notifications however you can so you don't miss any of my amazing upcoming content. And I will see you guys next time. Take care, be safe, and never forget what I always say. Peace!